Hi, have you recently come across a chatbot, an open source and an intelligent sort of bot which you can talk to using WhatsApp or Telegram and which can help you automate some of your personal tasks or even automate some of your existing business workflows? Or maybe you have listened about the OpenClaw on LinkedIn or YouTube, right? Or maybe some of friends have reached out to you and they have told you that they have set up a Jarvis like personal chatbot for their personal use case, but you are unsure how to do it, or maybe even if you know some things related to it, this process seems too complex for you. Or maybe even if you haven't heard anything like this, how does the idea of a chatbot sounds like to you, which you can control using WhatsApp or Telegram or Slack or iMessage or any other communication channel which you can use, and you can do many of your tasks which you do on daily basis and which take up a lot of your time. For example, maybe you have to uh, book one of your meetings and you can just ask the chatbot to book it for you, right? How does that sound? Maybe you want to make an itinerary plan for your kids and for your wife to visit Disneyland, right? And you can just write one simple message and that bot can do for you. Maybe you can ask the robot to remind you in 20 minutes to do one of your tasks, right? So that will help you ease some of your space out of your mind and you can do your work productively, right? Now, when I'm telling you all of this may sound to you an out of earth kind of stuff, but believe me, it's not. I am Avas Naeem, an AI and ML consultant. I specialize in AI agents, LLM, and AI automation, and I have automated existing workflows of the businesses which have improved their profitability and made their team productive over time. So, what I'm going to do today is to show you how to install OpenClaw, how it basically works, and how you can set up different channels such as WhatsApp or Telegram with it, and you can communicate with it using just a message, right? Does that sound interesting? So let's dive in. Now, if you have listened or if you haven't listened about this chatbot, it goes by the name of OpenClaw, and all it does is it basically installs one gateway on one of your personal machines, or it could be any virtual private server. Now, this gateway is a central point which will connect to any of your chat apps. It could be WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, iMessage, Google Chat, any Teams chat, or any other thing which you normally use, and then you can control it using either language, the terminal, which might be a bit complex to you if you're not technical, or you can also have a simple dashboard to control it, right? So essentially what you need to run basic AI assistant chatbot for you is just either your personal machine or either a virtual private server. And the second thing is you need an LLM access. So it could be Claude from Anthropic, it could be a GPT model from OpenAI, it could be Gemini, or it could be Kimi, right? So whatever model you like, you need to have access to that model using either their API or either some of so GPT provides Codex, or Anthropic provides Claude CLI. So you need to have some sort of access to the LLM, which we can set up on the VPS, and you can communicate and maybe personalize that chatbot as per your use case. So first thing you are gonna do is, and even I did, is I basically bought this VPS KVM2, in which I was able to set up this personal chatbot. So once you have bought this server, the only thing which you're gonna do is you're gonna go to this OpenClaw.ai, and you're gonna copy this command and run it on your server. Now that's all you need for the basic setup on your server. And then the next thing which really happens is we need to onboard this thing. So I'm going to walk you through this process. I've already installed it, so I'm not going to install it again, but I have this server already up and running, which I basically logged in using SSH root at the rate of this public IP. And once you have run this command on your server, which could be from any hosting provider, it could be Hostinger, it could be GoDaddy, it could be Bluehost, or it could be any other local host which you trust, and you believe that they have a good reliable service. So all once you have done it, to verify whether your robot is installed, all you need to do is run this command, OpenClaw version, and it would tell you the version which is installed. Now your version may be a bit higher than me, but that's not an issue. Another thing which you need to verify is you need to have this folder, and there should be a bunch of folders and files in there, right? Now your files would be different from me because I have already installed it and I have done some work on it. So these might be different, but as far as there are some files in there, you're gonna be fine. So what I'm gonna do now, once you do this and you have this OpenClaw essentially installed in your server, the next thing we are going to do is to tell the chatbot who we are, how we would like you to behave, what should be your vibe, and the next thing is, we need to set up our LLM with it. So I'm going to set up OpenAI GPT Codex based models because that's what I have signed up for. If you have signed up for any other model, you can do it. And OpenClaw is just going to walk you through step by step. So it's not that rocket process. Okay. So first command which you're gonna run is you're gonna go there and you are gonna onboard, and I'm installing a daemon so that my OpenClaw starts as a service whenever the server starts. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm going to say quick mode. Just do it like this. So here you see you have this list from which you can select your LLM provider, right? What you will need to do is, so let's just say you have Claude API, so you're gonna go to Anthropic, you're gonna go to Anthropic AI key, you're just gonna press enter, and then you're gonna enter that API key. Or if you have that Claude CLI access, all you're gonna do is go there, run Claude setup token on your CLI, get the token and paste it here, right? Or if you have OpenAI, right, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go here. If you have an API key, you can just press enter here and enter your API key here. Or if you have the codex access, you can just press this thing. It's going to give you a URL. You are going to keep enter that URL in a browser, and then it will help you log in. So once you have done this step, you have basically set up the basic things which are required. I have already set up OpenAI for my use case, so I'm going to skip it for now. The next thing is, for the model which you have set, you need to select a default model. So since I am doing it from the scratch, I will select GPT 5.1 Codex Mini, since that would be useful. If you want to keep your default model 5.1 or even 5.4, that's gonna cost you more in terms of tokens and API costs. So that's on you. So I'm gonna do it like this, and then it's gonna ask me if I want to select a channel. So I will definitely set up Telegram and WhatsApp, going forward in the call. But for now, I'm just going to skip it, and I will come back once I have set up the basic chatbot and we can talk to it. So I'm gonna skip it for now. The next thing it's going to ask is, if we have any search provider, the internet search. So we need to provide it some sort of an API key, or maybe some sort of setting which it can use to search the internet. So it could be a Brave browser API key, it could be DuckDuckGo, it could be Gemini, anything. I myself have set up the Brave search, but let's just skip it for now and we will do it for later. So I'm just trying to keep it as minimal as possible, and as we progress towards the end, I will show you how to do basically also configure this thing. So now OpenClaw basically comes up with some sort of default skills, right, which it can do for you. It can talk to you, and it can do many things for you. But there are some things which can be installed as updates or upgrades, right? So the more we upgrade our chatbot, the more tokens it will use, so more price it will be, right? So we should be very, very careful while doing this. So for now, I don't need all of this, but if you need, you can just press space, and you can just select it for now. But for now you don't need it. I will let you know if you need it later. Okay, so you can just press space to select skip for now. And now, yeah, since we are not going to do anything extra, we're just going to develop this basic installation of the chatbot and talk to it, and see how it feels, whether it feels personal or not. So I'm just going to press no for all of this, right? And these hooks, they basically enable us to issue some commands. You do not need it for basic installation, right? And once you do this, for your use case, it could be, you can just install the gateway service. So you're just going to get installed. And once this gateway service is installed, the next thing you're going to do is, and in fact, what you have done is you have basically set up your chatbot. Many congratulations for that. How do you feel? So the next thing which we are going to do is we're going to hash the robot in terminal user interface, and we are going to set it up as per our own use case, right? So you see it's basically telling me wake up my friend. It's processing some of the configurations which I have given to it, and now it's gonna come up, right? So it's basically just said like a newborn baby. It basically told me that, hey, I just come online and notice there's a fresh workspace. So before we get rolling, I'm following the bootstrap choreography. Who are you? What should I call you? And what's your time zone? Also, what name should I adopt? Should I adopt as your assistant once you have sorted out, right? So what's now gonna happen is I'm going to ask it, my name is Awas, and I am a software developer, and I am an AI, ML consultant. My time zone is CST. And the next thing is I would like you to behave as a clever and comical robot. Don't let me get bored. All right? How does this seem? So now it's gonna take all of this information and it's gonna set all of this information up, and now I can talk to it, right? So it's just like a newborn baby which has been born, and it's going to adjust as per your personality, right? So now it is telling, your comical robot sidekick I'm now synced with your info and ready to keep things. What's first on the agenda, right? So let's just say ask it anything, can you tell me how to make pasta, right? So let's just say I had this thing in mind. Now, one thing which we are doing right now, we are basically doing everything in terminal user interface, right? Going forward, we are going to set up WhatsApp and Telegram with it as well, because they are quite easy and straightforward to do, and these are the most platforms which we use. But this is how we need to get our basic OpenClaw dashboard up and above. We can talk to it using a terminal user interface, but that's not it, and that's not how you will be talking to it for most of the time. But let's just see how we can also talk to it in many other ways. So you can skip it using Control C again, and you will come out. Yeah, so one thing which I forgot to tell you is that, once we installed our OpenClaw, we should be able to see whether its gateway is running or not, right? So we can see OpenClaw gateway status, which should tell us, whether it's running or not. So it's basically telling you that it's running on this IP and on this port, right? One thing which we can use, so previously we configured when everything using terminal, and we did talk to this chatbot using terminal interface, but that's not how you are mostly gonna be doing, and that's not what I in fact do. So what I'm gonna do, they have designed this very interactive dashboard. So all you're gonna do is you need to write OpenClaw dashboard, right? So if you are using a virtual private server, right? So virtual private server won't have any GUI, so it is not detecting any GUI here because this is just a GUI less server. So I'm gonna open my port forwarding, right? I am gonna enter the password to my server here. And now what it has done is it has forwarded a port, and now I can go and take this thing, just open this on my local host, and there I am, right? So there I am. This is basically the same thing which I did with this robot, using the terminal user interface. And what I'm gonna do now is to have this is to show you some sort of things which you can use with the dashboard. So firstly, this is a chat. So this is essentially the same chat which we did. So we can also ask it anything here. Hey, can you tell me a joke? So let us see, how does it goes. Okay. So how why did the neural networks go to therapy? Now you see it's basically telling me joke about neural network because I told this robot that I am an AI and ML consultant, and this is basically related, and it's really funny, right? Okay. So another thing which you can do is you can go to this control overview, where you can change things, where you can see how much is the cost of the model which you are using, how many tokens are there, what are the logs, what are some of the channels which we have integrated with it. So we haven't integrated anything, it's not going to show us anything, so you can Slack, Signal, right, iMessage, anything, right? There are many other things, which you can come here and see. You can configure some of the things, you can see your usage, you can configure cron jobs with it. Cron jobs mean, if you want to do something at a specific time, for example, set up a meeting, or maybe remind you something within 20 minutes. So that's where the cron jobs will be, right? Now these are some of the features which you can do, once you have learned to use the basic usage of the chatbot. So this is how the dashboard, you can access the dashboard and you can talk to this chatbot using dashboard. But again, that's just essentially how you can talk to OpenAI directly, or how you can talk to Anthropic. So why would be doing that? So this is just an interface which you can use in a human interactive manner to configure its settings, maybe to update it, to add some of the things, to add some channels, right? So rather than you doing it all alone through the terminal, what you can do, once you have set up the basic dashboard or the basic installation using the terminal, you can come to this dashboard and set some of the things here, right? Now what I personally prefer is to do it using the terminal, right? So the next thing what we're gonna do is we are going to set up the Telegram, and then we're going to set up the WhatsApp, so that you can actually see the power of this Claude, that you can just send one message and it will come back to you. All right. So the next thing, set up Claude on Telegram, and how it's gonna work is we are just going to go here, and you can either do it during onboarding, but I just wanted to show you the power of this Claude and how it personalizes as per your personality, and then wanted to set it up, right? So now if I have done the onboarding already, I can also run that command, OpenClaw onboard, but a good command is to run OpenClaw configure, right? And here you can configure different aspects. So what we're going to configure is are the channels, right? So let's just go there, right? And we are going to configure any channel, and it should be a Telegram, right? So once you go to the Telegram, you have been given explicit instructions on how to do it, right? So you just need to go to this chat with @botfather, and you need to run a /new bot command, right? And then you need to copy the token and press it here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a new bot command, right? And it's going to ask me, okay, how we're going to call it. So I'm going to say, clever Clawbot. That's what I'm going to call my and now it's asking me to select a name, so I'm going to ask clever Claw 0000_bot. Hopefully this name is not taken. Okay, so this name is not taken, and now we have this token which we need to copy, right? And we're just gonna go back to our terminal. We're going to press enter here, and we're going to press this token, right? And once we have done that, we're just going to say finished, and now it's going to ask us, how do you want to access it? So I'm going to keep it pairing, so that first, if any of the users, valid users try to reach out, we can just authenticate that user, and that user can then talk to our chatbot, right? So I'm going to just keep it that way. I'm going to do it pairing, and I have done it. So now what I need to do is I need to go there, and I'm going to see, OpenClaw configure OpenClaw gateway, So once I have made these changes, a good process is to just start your gateway, right? And once you have done that, the next thing which we're gonna do is to go to this chatbot which we have created. Sorry, we need to go to this chatbot which we have created, and we are going to go this start command, right? So since we have this pairing command, right, what we need to do is we need to approve this thing. Okay, so we are going to copy this thing here. We are going to go here in our server where OpenClaw is installed, and we are going to do this, and it's going to tell us, whether it is approved or not. So it has now approved our request, and now I'm going to write a very simple message here, right? Hello, are you there? So you see, now it's typing. So now you see how easy it is to just set up your chatbot, and and this chatbot can actually get back to you with any of the messages which can be here. So let's see how it responds to us. Yeah, so it say what's on the agenda today. So I'm just gonna ask it, are you clever or sad? Since I set it up as a clever, let's just see what it says. I'm clever enough to crack the joke. Okay, what's up? Okay, so you see how efficient and how simple it is to just have a chatbot on your mind, right? And if you are, doing any of the things, you want to. So now at this point, we have a very simple chatbot, right? Which is integrated with Telegram. And if you have anything, you can just go to Telegram and write a message. Maybe, let's just say you are in the kitchen and you are trying to make pasta, right? Or maybe you are at a horse riding competition and you just want to, send a simple message, how to ride a horse, right? So this actually shows you the simple explanation of how this robot can help you automate the tasks. Going forward in more of my videos, I'm going to show you how you can actually leverage the whole capabilities of this chatbot, right? So now let's just set it up for WhatsApp in a similar manner. WhatsApp setup is a bit complex, but it is not that much complex. Okay, so let's do it now. Okay, so now since we have already set up our Telegram chatbot, what we're gonna do is we are going to set up the chatbot with WhatsApp so that we can communicate it using WhatsApp, right? So again, the same thing which you're gonna do, you are going to go OpenClaw configure. It will give you some options. We are going to go into the channels, right? Channels, and let's just say we are going to go WhatsApp, and it's gonna show us a QR code, right? Which is actually shown when we use WhatsApp web. So it has shown me this this QR code. I'm just going to go to WhatsApp, right? And I am going to link this device. I'm just going to scan it, right? And once the scanning is completed, you see. Okay, so now it's basically asking me, this is my personal phone number. So this is my personal, but I'm just gonna say, but this is just another number which I don't normally use for my personal use case, and for my business use cases, I'm just gonna say, separate phone just for OpenClaw, so that my customers can reach out to me and OpenClaw can actually respond to them directly, right? So I'm just gonna say separate phone just for OpenClaw, right? And the next thing, we can either do pairing with it, right, where we will have to approve all of the messages which come our way, or we can do is, we can do allow list only. Now what allow list basically does is it only responds to the messages to the recipients, for specific recipients. So let's just say I only want my OpenClaw to respond, when my wife basically talks to me, or when my brother sends any message to me, or if I, if I just leave it open, what it will do, it will keep on sending the replies to each and everyone. Okay, so for now, let's just keep it onto pairing, right? And then I will also set up some numbers on which I will only reply. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to set up my second number which I use for the personal use, and I'm gonna keep it that way. So what's gonna happen is, if I text my business number with my personal number, only then the chatbot is gonna reply. For any other use cases, it's not going to reply, because then it would be a waste of tokens, right? So if you want to use it for your personal use case, just limit your allow list to your family members contact numbers. And if you want to do in a business manner, right, then you may not want to restrict it, because your customers will be essentially talking to your business. So it's your personal choice, and I'm going to set this to my personal number. So once we have scanned everything, and I have selected my personal number in the allow list, right, it's gonna tell me some more things, and I'm gonna say, okay, let's just finished. Okay, and I'm gonna click continue. It's gonna overwrite my OpenClaw JSON file, which is the essential configuration, and I'm gonna do OpenClaw gateway restart, and that should serve to restart my gateway. Now, given that I already have set up the OpenClaw on my Telegram and the WhatsApp, so let it restart, and I'm going to send a message from my personal number to this business number and see how it responds. Okay, now let me send a message. So I just sent it a message. Let's see if it responds or not. So you see, yeah, yep, I'm here. What can I help you with today? Okay, I see that you are online on WhatsApp. Can you console me, as I am having bad thoughts about a rejection? Okay, so I just asked it, if it can be my psychotherapist, and let's see what it basically tells me. I'm really sorry you're going through this. Rejection hurts, right? So now you can see, how easy it is to set up both Telegram and WhatsApp with this chatbot, where we have just configured it for basic essential skills. Now we haven't any did any upgrades to this chatbot, where we just upgraded with other skills, where it can scrape some data from the Twitter, or it can manage our calendars or even our Gmails, right? But you see, what's the power of this OpenClaw chatbot, that if you have set it up just for the basic purposes, and then you have set up or integrated your WhatsApp or your Telegram with this thing, all you need to do is just send a message, and this is a chatbot which is just at your disposal to help you do different things. It can help you automate many of your daily tasks. You can help it to remind you some of the things, and it will help you do that. So please go ahead, and hopefully you would have set up all of these things by now. Try it on yourself. Go ahead with all these changes. If you haven't done it now, just rewatch the video, do it for yourself. Tell me how you feel, and tell me what are the things which you have done, right? And if you are facing any problems, just reach out to me, and I'm here for your help. Thank you.